If you're looking for an awesome product at a great price, be sure to check out the link in the description. A bombshell report reveals the University of Edinburgh's deeply troubling entanglement with the creation and perpetuation of racist scientific theories and its significant financial gains derived from transatlantic slavery. This landmark inquiry, commissioned by the university's principal, Sir Peter Matheson, unveils a history far more complex and morally challenging than previously acknowledged. The findings, meticulously detailed in a comprehensive investigation, paint a picture of an institution inextricably linked to the darkest chapters of imperial history. The report definitively establishes that the University of Edinburgh, a venerable institution boasting a legacy stretching back centuries, played a disproportionately significant role in fostering racist pseudoscience. 18th and 19th century professors within its hallowed halls developed and disseminated theories of white supremacy, effectively establishing a hierarchy that placed African peoples at its base. This wasn't merely academic conjecture. These theories provided the intellectual scaffolding for systems of oppression that inflicted immeasurable suffering. Financial ties to slavery are starkly revealed. The university amassed the equivalent of at least £30 million, a figure potentially reaching as high as £845 million, depending on the economic metric used, from benefactors directly involved in the enslavement of African peoples and the exploitation of colonial economies. These funds, derived from the brutal realities of the transatlantic slave trade and colonial conquests, were instrumental in constructing iconic university buildings, including Old College and the Old Medical School. Even today, the university continues to benefit from endowments totaling £9.4 million, directly traceable to these morally reprehensible sources. These funds support ongoing lectures, awards, and fellowships, highlighting a direct line from historical injustice to contemporary institutional practices. The inquiry also unearthed a chilling collection of nearly 300 skulls, gathered in the 19th century from enslaved and dispossessed individuals. These remains, collected by phrenologists who sought to justify racist ideologies through pseudoscientific means, serve as a stark reminder of the dehumanizing practices inextricably linked to the university's history. The report's findings raise profound questions about the university's role during the Scottish Enlightenment, a period celebrated for the contributions of intellectual giants like Adam Smith and David Hume. The investigation reveals that even figures lauded for their contributions to philosophy and economics inadvertently contributed to the theoretical framework justifying racial inequality. The report specifically highlights the writings of Dougald Stewart, a renowned moral philosopher, whose teachings on racial superiority, discovered in student notebooks from the 1790s, stand in stark contrast to his professed abolitionist views. The current demographics within the university further underscore the lingering impact of this history. Black representation among both staff and students remains significantly below the UK average, highlighting a continuing need for systemic change. The report's authors emphasize the pervasive institutional racism that permeates the institution and the urgent need to address it. The inquiry makes a sweeping set of 47 recommendations, including the redirection of funds from morally tainted bequests towards initiatives promoting racial justice, specifically focusing on hiring academics from Black and minority ethnic backgrounds and funding research and teaching on racism and colonialism. The report also advocates for the university to sever ties with the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance's (IHRA) working definition of antisemitism, arguing that it stifles open dialogue about Israeli policies in Gaza and the West Bank. This recommendation, along with a call to divest from companies with significant contracts with the Israeli government, has sparked considerable debate within the university community. Principal Matheson acknowledges the gravity of the findings, stating that the university cannot afford a selective memory about its history. He expresses the university's deepest apologies for its role in both materially benefiting from systems that caused immense suffering and contributing to the propagation of racist ideologies. While acknowledging the emotional weight of the report's conclusions, Matheson affirms the university's commitment to transparency and a thorough examination of its past, present and future. He emphasizes that the university is actively reviewing its support for the IHRA declaration and its investments in Israel-linked companies. The creation of a new race review implementation group is a crucial step to enacting meaningful change. This group will actively support the review's call for Edinburgh to establish a centre for the study of racism, colonialism and anti-black violence, seeking philanthropic donors and external funding to ensure its success. The university plans to increase the representation of Black students and staff and fund new scholarships for students from minoritized groups, acknowledging that significant work remains to rectify historical injustices and foster a more equitable and inclusive environment. The report's release marks not just a reckoning with the past but also a call for significant and lasting change at one of the UK's oldest and most prestigious universities, emphasizing that the pursuit of truth and reconciliation is a continuous and evolving process. The University of Edinburgh's response to this report will be closely scrutinized, setting a critical precedent for other institutions grappling with their own complicated legacies of colonialism and racial injustice. The sheer scale and depth of the report, described as the most extensive investigation of its kind in the UK, underscores the profound need for a comprehensive reassessment of how